What is going on, everybody? Depraved Slasher here. We are back with the Pound and
Pound.
Slash Marvel Media Podcast. I'm Depraved.
Pound.
This is Pounds.
Here. Pound is here.
And we are here to talk about comics with you guys today.
And I always say this every time. I did not read a damn thing.
Whatever.
I was going to be like, so who's the guy? That is the guy controlling the Hulk. Who the hell is the Hulk? Oh, fuck. He's fired. Fired right there.
All right. So, per the usual, we're going to flip over to our secondary screen here.
And I think this is your time. I picked what I picked, so.
I got to take us off of the screen. I forgot to do that.
Oh, damn.
From the last one. All right. So, this is our infographic. And per the usual, we now see Kalrog, or whatever the fuck his name was, has replaced Ralph's picture.
And the reason why he think and mine was justified. When you can bring the whole Fantastic Four to a whole nother fucking planet, you got my book. He didn't even have no fight, no struggle. You won on that one, bro.
Right. So, as you can see, so far our MVPs have been Odin, Loki, Thing, Doctor Doom, Rick Jones.
So you had one villain. You had one villain there.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. Nope, those are all people.
I had Odin, Thing, and Rick Jones.
Rick Jones.
All yours have been villains. All mine have been heroes or nobodies. Speaking of which, wait till the end of this one.
No, you're going to love it. It's great.
All right, so moving on to the next screen. We are going to be talking about The Incredible Hulk, which is a two-in-one story. Story A is The Monster and the Machine, and Story B is Mongoo Gladiator from Space.
I like B more than I like A, but...
I actually like A more than B.
Right.
Because I thought the surprise in B was dumb.
Yeah, in a way, but I liked it, though. Like, the whole fight. I mean, even though it was still Hulk was going to win, but we'll get to that, though. But, yeah.
So these are the people you're going to get to know. Obviously, Hulk and Dr. Bruce Banner. One and the same. General Ross and Betty Ross. Dad and daughter duo. Betty is, of course, eventually going to be Bruce's love interest.
Right now, she acts like Helga from Hey Arnold out this bitch.
Rick Jones, who the last time we seen him, he had just started learning how to control the Hulk.
I'm Rick James.
Rick Jones, bitch.
Rick Jones, bitch. Unity.
We're also going to see Mongoo and Boris Monguski.
Sure. Is that how you say his name? Bro, I've been trying to butcher that motherfucker dude's name.
I just kind of make up pronunciations.
I was like, who the fuck? That's his name for real? Damn, I just called him Boris.
We're also covering two Fantastic Four comics. One of them is called Prisoners of the Puppet Master, because there's always a Prisoners of somebody. And then the second one is called The End of the Fantastic Four.
That might be my... forget the L. If I had to pick, that whole issue would have been MVP. You had to find
that Puppet Master issue was actually really dope.
Yeah. Not 9, but 8. I would say that whole issue 8, just if I had to pick, can you just make the issue MVP? Because that was... Bro, that put me like story. Some twists and turns
and
on that bad
the
boy.
way that ended, too, was fucked up.
Yeah,
Stick around for that one.
It was fucked up, too. And then introduce the character that,
it's going to be the Thing's girlfriend.
Yeah, Thing's girlfriend. The blind chick, yeah.
So, obviously, the Fantastic Four being Johnny Storm, / Human Torch. Reed Richards, who's also Mr. Fantastic. Ben Grimm, who's also the Thing. Sue Storm, who's also the Invisible Girl. And then we get a nameless Cyclops, some sort of African fire tribe. Namor, Puppet Master, and Alicia. Alicia being the Puppet Master's stepdaughter.
Yeah,
Yeah. She's blind, and she goes on to be kind of Thing's little girlfriend. Now, not technically girlfriend yet, but they do talk.
Yeah, they talk, which...
They're courting.
I could have said so many things, especially in that...
She wants that rock hard.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I know.
You know what you're thinking, giggity, because it's like, they go talk, huh? Uh-huh. Yeah, okay.
We're also covered at issue 37 of the Tales To Astonish, featuring the astonishing Ant-Man called Trapped by the Protector. This is the worst comic of the entire book.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, but it didn't mean nothing to me. I didn't care. But then Ant-Man storyline, I didn't care anyway.
There's a reason I hate it.
Yeah, I hate it, though.
We'll get there. In this episode, again, or in this issue, Henry Pym, who's also Ant-Man.
Which he's not Hank.
We also get to meet Gerald Marsh and the Protector.
The Protector.
All right, and then lastly, issue 103 of Strange Tales, which is called Prisoner of the Fifth Dimension, which is probably my favorite issue. Surprisingly, because this is the first Human Torch issue I've been like, hey, this is really fucking dope.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like it. Interesting in a good way, too. So, yeah.
And in this issue, we are going to get to meet Johnny Storm. Actually, we've already seen him, but Human Torch.
Right.
Mr. Fantastic makes himself a little mini cameo.
He did, didn't he?
He did. We get to travel to the fifth dimension.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We get to meet Creepy Swamp Guy. He didn't have a name.
Right. He just Yeah, I'm here.
He's weird.
He's just there.
Bentley, who is the construction owner.
The worker.
Valeria. And the Unhumans. They didn't really have a name.
The Unhumans.
They just called them the Unhumans. Like, because if you remember, Johnny Storm was like, look at them Unhumans. They're the people from the fifth dimension.
Right.
They're the nameless. So that is going to do it for our little thing here.
Here we go. Let's do it, friend. You ready for this shit?
All right. So
let's get this shit, man.
Let me go ahead and pull up my Comic Corner little guide here. We're starting off with the two Incredible Hulk stories. So part 1 or part A is the Monster and the Machine. But this comic came out November 1st, 1962. We're getting close to being out of 1962. It's exciting. Written by Stan Lee, penciled by Jack Kirby, inked by Dick.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say, because this is gonna be this one overall. Even though I like B over A, overall this whole issue was lit because I was like, oh, let's go. And when this Dick airs, bro, you just know it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good comic book you're reading.
All right, so we start
100%.
off. We start off with Rick Jones trying to figure out how to use a machine on the Hulk,
Yep.
who's strapped to a table, and you're kind of curious as to like what the fuck's going on, right? But he does say if it works, we get Banner back. If not, Hulk may lose his shit and destroy a bunch of things.
And kill Rick, because he still wants to kill Rick, apparently. Shit.
But first, we need to see how we got here.
See, and that's why I didn't like that. I didn't like that. We gotta go back to a flashback. Again, there was more flashbacks in this damn issue.
Yeah, but this flashback, it was a very, very small bit of actual flashback, but then just everything that happened that day to get to where they're at.
Right.
So we see Betty Ross is actually having a flashback to how she met Banner.
A flashback and a flashback.
Him being exploded. And she starts to put it all together.
She's like...
but she's putting it together incorrectly.
Right.
Like, you can't be this stupid.
I knew you was going to say some shit.
She's like, Rick's with the Hulk. Rick's with Banner. They're always together.
And then it's just pop.
It's got to be because of Rick.
It really should be you just pop up and say, bitch, you can't be this stupid. And then just like next issue, like, where did that... Did somebody just write that in there? Like, yeah. Somebody literally said, bitch, you can't be this stupid. Like,
it's...
She's like, I black out. And then I woke up and I was like, I'm in Banner's, house or hut or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, it has to be Rick. Lady, first of all, what are you, Velma now, bitch? Like, bro, wow. This is some bad detective skills. We need Batman. No, why?
Right.
Who gave her a mind? And let me just...
So Betty goes to tell her dad.
Literally, and a one place to tell.
General Thunderbolt Ross.
You don't tell the main dude trying to get him.
But he's busy demoing a rocket to freeze the Hulk in midair because that's gonna work.
She freeze Thor.
So they test it. It works because this dummy of the Hulk is so a good representation.
Right, and
of the Hulk.
it was like an ice glacier of him or something. Like what the fuck? Okay, sure, whatever. It's gonna work foolproof. Fine, fuck it.
Right. So she tells him.
He's like, I don't got
time. And he's
time.
like, at first he's like, I ain't got time.
Right, he's like, I ain't got time.
And then she talks to him some more, and he's like, you know what, you may be onto something.
Because that works.
Let's arrest Rick.
Poor Rick. Rick's the
scapegoat.
And and to be fair, I get it. Rick was at the test site, but he didn't really do. I mean, we know what he did, but why would the government even go for? That's so pointless. But sure.
Right. All right, so we see Rick at home.
Yeah.
As the army approaches, Rick tells Hulk to leave. Hulk jumps out. Nobody notices it's the Hulk that's jumped out.
Big ass looking lineman looking mother just jumps out the window.
Rick approaches the army.
He's like,
and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they're like, "Hey, you're coming with us."
He's like, "Hey, fuck you. Hey, I got guns." I go, all right, hey, I'm going in. Where are we going?
So he then gets interrogated by Ross.
Oh yeah.
And Betty. And then Rick's
Betty,
like,
why are you even still there?
And then Rick's like, I can't tell you guys.
Right.
That's not suspicious. All right.
Roll credits. It should have been.
So then, meanwhile, we see the Hulk, who's kind of now out of range of.
Yeah, he's out of range
of being able to communicate.
They just told him to walk away, and yeah.
Hulk ends up saving a bus full of kids.
Yeah, off a train track.
Which I thought was actually a pretty cool little thing.
Yeah, he's doing some hero shit. That's what I want to see, hero shit now.
And then he destroys a movie set.
Oh, well, yeah, he just...
And then gets some food
he said,
for free.
He said some
scary.
He said hot dogs or something, or chicken or something. He said, food! I need food! And he just starts smashing. I said, damn! And
then the movie people go out to try and capture him.
Again.
And Hulk, this is the first time we actually see Hulk use his
thunderclap.
His thunderclap. He claps. They all fall. because it's so powerful.
Yep.
And
should have been flowing that direction.
Then
but
Hulk,
we can take fall.
And then Hulk dips out, at which point he finally hears Rick calling for him, who is apparently being driven away by army people.
He's like, Hulk! Hulk! Hulk!
Come help me.
Help me! Help me!
So Hulk, in his jumping, flying thing that he does,
right?
He's not actually flying, he just jumps really far.
Yep.
Has managed to jump perfectly enough to pick Rick up in a weird way where he like swoops down, grabs him, and then they take off.
Yeah, that was...
It's some weird shit.
What the fuck? I remember reading like, wait, what happened?
And they end up going to a hidden lab that Bruce had made at some point because, Bruce has had time.
Bruce had time. We should have got a flashback of that.
How did this happen?
Yo, fuck whatever that was. We should have got a flashback. How the hell did that time happen? Because, man, I thought he was hulked out the whole entire damn issue. We're like, wait, what?
So then, Rick finds an instruction manual on how to use this...
Because that works.
...thing. And he's like, I don't know. Should I try? And then Hulk's like, try. And he's like, all right, lay down.
He said that, too. He said, try. I'm like, wait, who wrote this?
And it's supposed to be a gamma... Basically, it's a gamma gun that's supposed to turn Hulk back into Bruce. And fun thing is, it works.
Yeah. No, it works.
But he did kind of do it. Bruce is super weak, right?
Yep.
So after dragging him around in a wheelchair for a little bit because Bruce can't stand up, Bruce is like, "Hey, take me over to the gun." He starts tinkering with it, and he's like, "Now this, if I did this correctly, it should be able to turn me into the Hulk, and me still keep my Bruce Banner
is
mind.
Sure.
Fun fact, it works.
Yeah, which they haven't tested it, but one time. Fuck it, let's go.
But then Rick is like, I still feel like he's dangerous.
Right.
Now, what's really cool about this, though, so this is actually our first actual glimpse of Inspector Hulk.
Yes.
That everyone was mad that they jumped right into in the movies.
Right.
And he kind of did jump right into it in the comics.
It's like...
It's only issue 4.
Right, issue 4. And he's like, that's the time where, even like in Endgame, he's saying, I'm Hulk that can speak and can still keep the Hulk's physique body. And it's so funny how they shit on that. Oh, they were shit on, but they were like this like little disagreement to it. And I was like, haha, 962, they were attempting that shit to keep the mind and have the Hulk persona. Like, so, even though Rick is like, yo, I'm afraid that motherfucker still, I don't care.
Right.
Fuck the brain. I still don't like you.
So, Rick and Hulk decide they're going to take themselves a little walk, and they end up finding a house that's on fire. Hulk jumps in, rips the side of the building off that's on fire, and throws it.
We don't know. He may cause a whole entire nation world wildfire.
Right.
But fuck it.
But the family freaks out, and then Hulk gets shot at. So he grabs Rick. They hop off back to the lab, and Hulk's like, you know what?
It was Jeb. I knew it. Jeb's in this comic. I'm
right. It was not Jeb.
God. You rest with the wrong Midwestern. Bang.
He uses the gun to turn back into Bruce.
Right.
Gets himself some sleep. And when he's about to go, when he's actually in the process of passing out and Rick's leaving, Bruce thinks about how it's still hard to control the Hulk, and then Rick is thinking about the fact that he's going to help Banner and Hulk until the very end. I feel like Rick's going to die soon.
Yeah, because we don't. I mean, we don't. Well, we're just getting the early stage of comics, but I don't know if you ever read a comic where Rick is still around. Like,
yeah, I think he's going to die soon.
Yeah,
that's my prediction. All right,
or he gets badly injured or put in a coma. I just don't see Rick staying a little longer. He's like, I'm with you to the end. I'm like, yeah, bro. If anybody says that, good luck, partner.
Right. So then we get into part, the B story, part 2.
This is
story. Mongoo Gladiator from space. So we start off with a spaceship landing in an open field. Mm-hmm. People approach, and Mongoo pops out the top of it, and he's like, "Hey, I am Mongoo from space." And then they actually kind of pan over, and Rick and Banner are actually watching the news, and Mongoo's like, I'm challenging Earth's mightiest fire. If the fighter wins, I will bounce. But if I win, my entire warrior planet will come and conquer this world.
And I was like, bitch, you got.
And I was actually kind of like, hey, this is a pretty dope start.
That's what I said.
Right?
That's how I was feeling it. Cause I was like, yo, he said, hey, we about to conquer. Like, and this is a different type of alien. Like, at least, like, all the aliens that we have seen, lasers and da-da-da, and then they're like, I'm going to leave. This one came in like a threat. Like, this one said, yo, if I don't lose, I'm going to take over the whole fucking planet, bro.
But then he does straight up tell him, he's like, hey, I'm going to the Grand Canyon. That's where you find me.
Right, yeah.
So he bounces. Banner flies out to confront Mongoo, and now he did turn into the Hulk, by the way. Right. He did not go out as Banner.
Oh my God!
He used the gun. He turned into Hulk.
Holy shit!
And he went out there.
Can you imagine? I'm going as Banner. He about to give you the most wicked Falco kick across the world. Please don't do this.
Mongoo goes to hand him an axe, and you realize it's a fake axe that's made of like cardboard and shit.
Yep.
And then he is surrounded by Russian soldiers.
Yep.
At that point, a fellow by the name of Boris Mongooski pops out of Mongoo's chest, and he's like, "Hey, this is really a robot, and I'm here to capture you."
So they're really gladiator.
Hulk's like, "Rick, get low." Lay down.
Yeah, hey, yo, anybody that says this, bro.
I'm about to fuck everybody up.
Bro, he said close, I think he said close, no, he said close, he said hold your ears, get low, cause he's, bro, this is when Thor said, I'm thinking Thor, cause goddamn, this is something that Thor would say. This is something about to be some OP shit, what the Hulk's about to do. Somebody hit the XY button, the X button on the Xbox. Like,
he's about to hit the A and then down an X.
Yeah, down an X, and then hit the L1, and then boom! Thunderclap, bitch!
So what happens is Hulk ends up jumping up in the ground.
Yeah.
And then slams himself into the ground.
Doing a superhero landing. Mega superhero landing.
Right, it knocks everybody down.
Yeah, everybody stop fighting. Because what? And he just said he's a robot? Bitch, and then what? You going that way?
There's an enemy still stationed in the ship who tries to use a sound gun, which almost works.
Almost.
For like 0.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Until the Hulk burrows underground. He pops up underneath the ship, rips through the ship, grabs the dude, pulls him out of it.
Yep.
But while he's doing all this, the Russians end up capturing Rick.
Damn it, Rick!
And they're like, Hulk, "Give up, Hulk, or we're gonna hurt your friend." And Hulk's like, "You're not gonna be able to get out of here. I've wrecked your vehicle." And then it's like helicopters flying in. He's like, "Nah, because this is the vehicle we're gonna fly out in." So then Hulk grabs a piece of the spaceship and tosses it at the helicopter and takes out the landing wheels. And at that point, they're like, "You know what? We quit."
Right, because let me tell you, like,
we're done.
This is probably the only one that I think this does kind of work. Because let me tell you, he's like, "We give up." I'm like, Hulk smash. I don't think he's giving up, bro. No. I don't think he's giving up, man.
So after that happens, he ends up telling them for all of them to give him their belts.
Yeah.
And then he basically makes them stand in a group, ties the belt around the entire group, jumps up and throws them into their helicopter and tells them to fucking bounce and don't come back.
Exactly. And I wish they said in that words, fucking bounce, go, leave.
And then we get the stupid shitty ending of the army believing that the Hulk rigged it to be seen as a hero.
Come on, you gotta get some cheese in there, bro. It's 1962. You gotta.
Right.
That's why I didn't really kind of give it to him. I knew he was gonna get. I knew he was gonna get shitty about that.
We see Banner turn back into the Hulk in his cave hideout. And then him and Rick walk out of the cave together.
Right.
While Banner is using Rick as a walking stick.
I knew you was going to say something about that ending. Because you said this stupid, shitty, cheesy ending. Like, what the
Over and above all, I give the issue as a whole a 3.
Yeah, I give it a 3.
I gave the first story a 4. I give the second story a 3. Now, the only reason I give the first story a 4 is because I actually absolutely love Hulk basically being able to control things.
Right.
Like, he controls when he wants to be the Hulk, when he wants to be himself. And when he is the Hulk, he's still himself, but he's the Hulk. Like,
right. And I like how Rick still has that sense of, like, danger still. Like,
right.
Bitch, I still can rip your neck off, bro. Like, rip your whole head off. Like, don't get it twisted, but thank you, though.
Right.
But, yeah, I give the first one, like, a 3, and I give the other, like, a 3.5. So, I mean, overall, this was really good. I just think, like you said, the shitty ending, and I said the ending was a little bad. Well, what got me was when he's like, "Don't shoot! I'm just a scientist trying to take over." But and I just like how whoever wrote the, or I guess it was Stan Lee that wrote it. He just probably said he told, "Get low, hold them ears. I'm about to hit the XLY button and hit the L1 at the same time and just like kill everybody. Like fuck it."
Right. All right, so next up, we got the Fantastic Four number 8, Prisoners of the Puppet Master.
Right.
This dropped November 1st, 1962, written by Stan Lee, penciled by Jack Kirby, and inked by Christopher Rule.
I mean, okay. Damn it. I'm fine with it.
He was hoping for Dick.
I was waiting for it, but I forgot. I think it was not Dick that I read, but that's okay. It still was a decent issue.
It's actually a really good issue.
But when you get Dick airs, it gets entertaining.
Not always. He was the one that inked the not this Human Torch story, but the one from last week that you didn't like.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Anyways, yeah. So we begin with Reed working on something and everyone trying to keep the thing out of the fucking room.
That's not going to work.
Like Torch circles him in flames.
And why do so? See, instead of just saying, "Hey, can you like leave?" No, we're gonna just do some dumb shit.
No. They tried to.
Oh, I know they tried to, but okay. Yes.
He wouldn't listen, so they had to try and forcefully make sure he couldn't go in.
They put a ring of fire around this motherfucker.
So Torch puts a ring of fire around him, and then Reed comes out, sprays out the fire. He's like, "Yo, look."
First of all, Reed should not be talking about this whole issue.
He's like, "Yo, look, dude, look. I need you to trust me. You cannot know what I'm working on. I just need you to chill. Go have you, I don't know.
A protein bar.
Go have you some Flintstone cereal.
And break the spoon. Just like. Oh,
something. Man. And then Thing was like, you know what? I'm leaving the Fantastic Four. Fuck y'all. None of you guys appreciate me.
Yeah, I mean.
And he leaves. And then Invisible Woman follows him. Invisibly, of course. Or Invisible Girl. Invisible Girl. She's not Invisible Woman yet.
Right. She can't grow that yet.
She has not hit puberty.
I guess not. Nope.
Thing and Sue are talking. She's basically trying to convince him not to go. Some people see off in the distance, or some people.
Yo, they're like, "Who are you talking? What lady are you talking to?" Like, he is actually talking to a lady, bro.
They're like, "Are you talking to yourself? Are you crazy?
Like, are you talking to a what?" They like said, "Are you talking to a lady or something?" Like,
and then Invisible Girl kicks one of them in the ass while Thing wraps the other one up in a light pole.
He's like, and why? All he did was ask you. Like, we saw Venom. It's like, I talked to myself. Venom didn't just come and eat the dude that was next to him. Like, damn. Like, when I read that, I was like, that was kind of pretty fucking violent. Like, he just asked. They weren't even trying to pick a fight. They just like, "Are you okay? Fuck you. Wrapping your ass up in a pole, and we about to drop kick you." Right. And then that's it. I'm like, they weren't even criminals. Damn.
Right.
That's violent shit.
So,
Jesus Christ.
So then Sue notices that a guy's about to jump off of the nearby bridge.
Oh, wow. This one gets interesting.
Her and Thing aren't obviously quick enough to go save him.
Nope.
So they shoot off the Fantastic Four flare to call in Reed and Johnny. Reed tries to stretch to reach him, but is just out of his reach, because I didn't know he had a limit, but apparently he does. So Johnny flies out. Johnny
Johnny's
saves him.
the only one that can grab him.
Johnny saves him, and then we see somebody controlling a little puppet version of the guy. He goes to push the puppet off of the bridge, but when he touches it, his fingers, a flame sparks up and it burns his finger.
Right. And what freaked me out, because I was like, I don't know, like how they were drawing it. It made me think like, was that dude just over? But it was kind of like Clay, but I thought he was actually over him. I said, is this Puppet Master a fucking giant?
No.
It's like the Twilight Zone. I'm like, are we actually in a toy like situation? Like, bro, how big is this motherfucker? Then I realized, like, oh, it's a
puppet.
It's a puppet, and he's got like a whole, which that's pretty cool. He got like a whole little town and everything and all that. So
he realizes it's the Human Torch. So he's like, okay, so let's try this. And
he was trying plans.
You actually come to find out he has this radioactive clay that whenever he molds it into people, he's able to control that person.
Which is
actually pretty neat.
That's kind of creepy. Yeah,
it's different.
Yeah, it's neat, but it's creepy.
It almost borderlines lame ass hypnotism, but not really. Like it's kind of.
He's like, I got this because he's forming into you, and he's basically, you know, that I can just do this, and now your arm moves.
Right. So he molds it into the Thing, instantly allowing him to control the Thing, and he makes the Thing come to him. Now, while this is happening, the Puppet Master's stepdaughter Alicia comes in, and he basically tells her to mind her own fucking business.
Right. She's like, you shouldn't be doing that. Fuck you, because you're not even my real daughter.
So then Thing shows up, and she's still being followed by Sue, and then Alicia fucks everything up. She's like, I hear another heartbeat. I sense another heartbeat. I can hear somebody else breathing. So then, like, he puts gas masks on everybody that is there. Him, Alicia, and Thing, and then turns on a thing of ether, which knocks Invisible Woman out, but also makes her visible because she's not thinking about staying invisible. So you know,
right? Well, like you said,
her power doesn't work.
And it's like, power don't work.
So then the Puppet Master gets an idea, makes his stepdaughter look like Invisible Girl. And then sends Thing and fake Sue back to the Fantastic Four headquarters. He then also makes a Warden puppet and starts a secondary plan.
Right. He's putting plans into motion, bro. It's interesting how he's doing this.
So then Thing and fake Sue show up to the headquarters and attack Reed and Johnny. Reed basically is running from the Thing, leading him into the lab, and makes Thing run into a vial of liquid that turns him back into Ben Grimm.
Ben Grimm, which, damn, you had this cure this entire time?
Well, this is the surprise that Reed was working on it, but he wanted to make sure it worked for sure before he told Ben, because he didn't want to give Ben false hope.
Right, because and then there's a reason behind this shit here too. So
So fake Sue still feels the greatness in Ben, but at the same time, she likes him more as the Thing.
Which, sure.
But when she rubs his face, he turns back into the thing because apparently the liquid has to stay on him in order for him to maintain his human form.
Right.
I wonder
if it dries up, then...
I wonder if they're going to go on to use this later on for the stories, like if Ben wants to go out in public. Here, lather yourself up in this shit.
Put that in the MCU. Be like, we made this formula. Here, I am Ben Grimm now. Like, yeah, I'm not the Thing. And then it dries up. I'm the Thing now. No.
So we then see, meanwhile, at the prison, the warden lets all the prisoners free.
Yep, because he got him in the Puppet Master. Yep.
Secondary plan. Sue wakes up. Back at the Puppet Master's.
Sure.
And tries to escape, but creaks the door. Puppet Master gives chase. He takes the Sue doll, pushes the ankles together on the Sue doll, and she trips and falls. She thinks quickly, shoots the Fantastic Four flare out the window, and the other Fantastic Four are on the way.
Yay!
They get there and find that he also has a giant robot puppet.
Yeah. Damn.
Who fights them while Sue and Puppet Master get away. Ben ends up being the one to beat the robot. So Reed reaches out the window, grabs Sue off the Puppet Master's flying puppet horse. Johnny can't catch up because the horse is too fast for him. So he flies back to the window. As his flame dies, Reed saves him. And then they hear on the TV that there's a prison riot. So Sue's like, hey, we got to go stop this. They're not going to be able to.
Right.
The prisoners have the warden captured.
Yep.
Fantastic Four show up. Torch burrows in underground. And then at the perfect angle to fly through, grab the warden, save him. And then Thing decides he's going to...
like a cellar. Like, he makes like his own homemade cellar.
Well, first he starts off just beating the shit out of him, right?
Oh, yeah. First beat the shit.
He throws
combos in.
He throws one into like this huge mound of sand, which knocks a bunch of people down for some reason.
I thought it was interesting when he did that.
And then we also get like some of the other escapees are shooting at Reed.
Yep, I forgot. They were shooting, and the bullets were...
But the bullets were bouncing off of him and flinging back to them.
Which, that is interesting. I thought they were going to show them dead. I mean, they show them get hit, but I thought it was like, well, they are all dead, because that is like, reflect back at you. Goodbye.
Well, and then we also see the Invisible Girl is holding the guy that was running all the prison breaks. She was holding him up with a floating gun. Like, he had no clue she was there. It was just a gun that was pointing at him.
Right. Which
is fun. It's kind of creepy.
Right. You start cocking head like, is that gun just... You think it too quickly, bro.
So this is the part that makes the story fucking fantastic. So we then see Alice sitting in her room worried about her stepdad coming back. And he does.
Yeah.
And he tells her that what his plan is. He's basically planning on destroying the UN, becoming king of the world, forcing the Fantastic Four to be his slaves.
Yeah.
And then she's like, nah. So even though she's blind, she reaches up and tries to grab the King Puppet Master doll from him. And in the struggle, it ends up flying across the room, and it falls to the ground.
And he flings.
And as it falls, Alice falls.
Right.
He tries to chase after the doll, but he trips over her and ends up falling out the window to his death.
Well, yeah. I mean, they assume that he fell to his death, but we don't know if he did or not.
Right.
I mean, we can assume that though, yeah, because he went in there head first. I said, well, he is gone. Roll credits. He is dead.
Right.
But he could come back another issue, man.
And it's actually alluded to that the puppet falling out of his hand is what caused him to fall out the window, which I thought was a really cool twist on everything.
Yeah, that was. It's the thing that you created. The one thing that you created. Wow.
And then Alice hugs the thing, and it's the end.
And then he got something. She got some thing.
And now, where you guys get to hear me shit completely.
All right, we get to the jeweler, the jewel thief, and all that bullshit. More jewel thieves, man.
All right,
let's go.
Tales to Astonish number 37.
Yes, sir.
The Astonishing Ant-Man Trapped by the Protector. This was released November 1st, 1962, written by Larry Lieber and Stan Lee, penciled by Jack Kirby, and inked by Dick.
Yeah.
All right, so we start off with Gerald Marsh getting up as the police come in and talk to him.
Right.
Meanwhile, Ant-Man is hearing the commotion and shows up just as the police are leaving.
He always shows up when they're leaving.
Gerald tells him, he's like, hey, yo, Protector came in and was mad I didn't have my payment, so he vaporized his jewels and told me I better have my $300 next week or I won't be protected. Right. He then beat me up and left.
Because that's the thing.
So Ant-Man was like, all right. So Ant-Man leaves.
Yep.
And he's seen close by. We see that the Protector is watching.
Yeah. Menacingly.
Ant-Man goes to his workshop, waits for his ants, who has strategically placed in front of all the jewelry stores throughout the city.
Bro, it's like Batman, bro. This is like, he had ants everywhere. I'm like, bro, you planned... I mean, I knew he told him. I was like, bro, when I read that, I was like, so ants are everywhere. Like, ants there, ants. Like, multiple fucking ants everywhere. He was ready for this shit to go down. Like,
right. So basically, he's got the ants waiting for certain trigger words, like the Protector,
trigger words,
or I think it was like a disintegrating gun was another trigger word, something like that. So a couple days later, they do hear something, and Ant-Man goes.
Right.
Ant-Man sends the ants off, and then confronts the Protector.
Right.
As the Protector reaches for him, the ants drop some pearls and which the Protector falls on. I feel like I was watching
Scooby-Doo?
Home Alone.
Oh, I was going to say Home Alone. I was like, Scooby, because somehow Shaggy and Scooby, they don't roll on the pearls, but somehow the killer or the mask dude rolls on the pearls.
Right.
But yeah, Home Alone, boom, are you thirsty for more? I feel like you should have said some Macaulay Culkin shit. Like, thirsty for more, bro?
So Ant-Man runs outside, he's like, let's take this fight into the streets.
Bro,
all right?
You can't even, never mind.
So the Protector follows him.
Sure.
Steals a squirt gun from a kid.
Of course, here we go.
Shoots Ant-Man with the squirt gun. Causing Ant-Man to start floating towards a sewer drain. I'm sorry, Ant-Man just got beat by a squirt gun. I am done.
Oh,
this issue's dumb.
Oh no! Oh, we didn't rate the last one.
You're right. The Puppet Master, I'd give it a 4.
Yeah, I give it a 4. Anyway, keep going.
Sorry.
But that's funny as shit. Hey, it just remind me of the when we joked about the Wasp, when it's like, I got you. Oh, by the shield. Oh, I'm so sorry. With the bomb, and I mean the last thing that kills, she just dies. So
he's floating towards the sewers drain.
He should just die. Like, that should be the end of it.
I guess Ant-Man's completely ineffective in the rain, by the way.
So now Harry Pym is no longer Harry Pym. It's over. It's done.
But nah, so the ants end up protecting him.
Of course.
And
because they died too.
The Protector gets away. And Ant-Man's like, I gotta make a plan.
What plan, man?
Alright, so Henry opens up a jewelry store of his own and waits for a couple days. Protector eventually shows up.
Sure.
Henry hits a hidden button, and the Protector ends up showing off why he needs to be paid for protection. He destroys some things, vaporizes some jewels, and he basically tells Henry, hey, I need $300 next week or it's going to be worse.
Right.
And so after that, Ant-Man agrees, or Henry agrees.
Henry agrees.
After the Protector leaves, Ant-Man follows him.
Yep.
Well, he goes and changes into Ant-Man.
Well, yeah, you got to put on this suit that got hit by a squirt gun.
And then follows him out, but notices there's an oil trail on the ground.
Right.
Some ants tracked where the Protector was. Ant-Man goes to his hideout, but is then captured in a vacuum. Now, this part was funny, by the way. I did laugh.
No, all this shit, from the squirt gun to the vacuum, they were both the funniest shit ever, man.
So he's sucked up by a vacuum.
Sucked up, literally.
And the Protector bounces. And Ant-Man's like, good thing I've maintained my, big human strength in my little body. And he punches through the back.
What the fuck, bro?
He ends up hopping on an ant, crawls up on the table behind this fan.
Sure.
Protector comes back in, sees the hole, opens up the bag to look inside. Ant-Man turns on the fan, blowing all the dirt and dust into the Protector's face.
Oh, yeah.
And the cops arrive at about that point to arrest.
How the hell? Oh, I guess the ants probably.
Well, the ants signaled.
I forgot they signaled. At first, I was like, "How the hell they know, bro? That'd be some weird plot there. Like, we're here. How?"
Henry's like, check out who's inside the costume.
Right.
And it turns out it's Gerald Marsh. Literally,
Scooby-Doo.
This is the same fucking issue we read last week of Ant-Man, just new people. This is why I fucking hate it.
Yeah, we're not...
Don't rehash the same fucking stories every month. It would be one thing if you did the story, like, in 3 months after the last one had already been done, because then you'd be like, oh, they brought this back, that's cool, though, that they waited,
Right.
No, if literally...
The Protector should have been a real Protector, like, he should have been what he was.
If every issue of Ant-Man's fucking...
Scooby-Doo, this is going to be a bad
shit is going to be a Scooby-Doo tale, I'm going to be done with it. I mean, I'll read it because it's on the list.
Right.
But I'm going to be like, I am not looking forward to this shit.
You're right.
And it sucks, too, because the very first couple Ant-Man stories were really fucking dope.
Yeah, like the first one, he was afraid of the ants, was that it was giving something nuanced to the story. He was afraid of the ants. Then he went back and did some science shit that the people told him. Then the second one, which was the first Scooby-Doo. But it was a plot twist behind it because then the woman was involved in the whole situation. But, you know.
And this time, it was just reused the same plot twist.
Right. But you gotta remember the 1962 people were probably like, ooh, this is great, Dad. Thank you so much. Wow. It was a plot twist the entire time. Wow. What a twist.
So, yeah, it was Gerald Marsh in a robot exoskeleton.
Sure.
Ant-Man knew it was him when Gerald said that he was beat up because the Protector would have no reason to beat up Gerald if Gerald didn't have the money. He then explains that the gun just shoots smoke, and in the cloud of smoke, Gerald steals Jules and leaves behind sand.
Right.
And then Ant-Man bounces. That's the end of the story, ladies and gentlemen.
Really, that's it. I gave it a 2.
Ruh-roh. I gave it a 1.
Yeah, because it had me going, had me laugh, like I said, squirt gun, the vacuum, and then I got also, I'm like, bro, don't do this. just fight, bro.
Right.
He didn't even do no hero shit. I mean, it's the same rehash with the everything. At least Incredible Hulk did some hero shit, and Fantastic Four did some hero shit. This one, he didn't do anything. Not yet, at least, but nothing,
So next issue, Strange Tales, issue 103. This is The Prisoner of the Fifth Dimension. This was released December 1st, 1962. Right. Written by Stan Lee and Larry Lieber, penciled by Steve Ditko and Jack Kirby, and then inked also by Steve Ditko and Dick Ayers.
This is, you don't know what you're going to get. It's going to be 50-50. You may get a good one or a bad one, because last one was read by Dick, but now this one you got a decent one.
Well, I mean, regardless, it's never Dick's fault, whether it's good or bad.
I just like the fact
all he does is color it, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, hey, that's the greatest part ever. He colors that shit.
Right.
You do great, bro.
So we start off with Johnny Storm getting ready for school. He flies to school. We see when he gets there, his classmates are talking about how good Bentley is at constructing houses, but then somebody's like, nah, yeah, he's good at this, but he's dumb for building in the swamplands.
Right.
So then we see Bentley in the swamplands is at a construction site where a house is sunk. Everyone ensures they did what they were supposed to do correctly with hardening the mud or the swamp, whatever.
But I was going to say, bro, I didn't know Johnny Storm was in school. I didn't.
That's why he's trying to maintain a secret identity. He doesn't want people to.
I thought he was. I'm not saying grown. Or I was going to say grown. Maybe like 20. I didn't know if he was like. Oh, he's like 15, 14. How old is this motherfucker, bro?
Right.
Damn. He's at grade school, bro. What?
But yeah, so Bentley's at the construction site. A house is sunk. Everyone ensures they did it correctly. But then this creepy old dude's like, it's because of the swamp monsters.
And I've been like, creepy old dude, where the hell did you even come from?
So they rebuild.
Right.
And they come back to work the next day. Same thing happened.
Right.
Johnny hears about what's going on and contacts Reed. And Reed's like, hey, yo, look, the three of us are busy. You need to figure this shit out on your own.
Doing what?
Reach arounds.
Bro, I will torch everybody. Doing what? What the fuck y'all doing?
Menage a trois.
Because I'm like, what? When I read that, they literally said, we can't help you right now. I bet if it was some Thanos level shit, you would Namor. I would have made a whole lot. Hey, Namor's with Sue. She's over. No, she's not. She got 3 war pictures.
Right. So
what?
Reed basically tells him he's on his own. So Johnny goes.
Right, what the fuck?
Johnny goes to investigate.
I guess so.
When he gets there, he decides he's going to fly underneath the swamp to see what's going on. He gets down there, realizes it's not tampering. It's not like somebody's digging out.
Yeah, nobody's not. It. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, mess with nobody.
So Johnny decides to stick around, and later that night, he sees the creepy old man and 2 he calls as unhumans come and fire a ray at the hardened sand, which causes the sand to turn into its liquid form.
Right.
The house sinks. They stop the thing. It hardens back up. And then they walk off, and the 2 unhumans just disappear. So Johnny confronts the old man, and the old man takes off his mask and reveals Scooby-Doo.
Oh, Scooby-Doo again.
Except he's revealing himself. He's like, I'm an unhuman too.
Right.
He shoots Johnny with a dousing agent, which puts out the flames from Johnny's powers.
Some shit for Johnny. Like, how do you prep for this shit? Like, I mean, I guess you probably studied him, but I'm like, how do you always prep to know like how to get Johnny? Like, remember last issue they did some type of smoking shit, and it just caused him to not flame on no more.
Right.
It's just like but I guess you studied, so. Right.
So they take him captive.
Right, they capture him.
Into the 5th dimension.
Bro, I said roll credits. Hey, Johnny is not Johnny no more, bro. Whatever that Johnny is no longer Johnny.
Right.
He's in the 5th. He ain't even on Earth no more. Or whatever.
It's still Earth. It's just different dimension.
Different dimension. Like, yeah. Like, what is this shit, bro?
So the Unhuman takes Johnny to a dude by the name of Zemo, who's their leader.
Right. That's
and
Zemo. Hello.
Zemo's like, yo, we're planning on taking over the Earth dimension. As this conversation happens, some unhappy couple of people just happen to be walking by and looking at Johnny, concerned like.
Yeah.
But then Johnny is taken to some weird water tank where he's placed with an oxygen mask and then locked inside of it so he can't flame on. He is now their prisoner, apparently forever.
That's what I said. Hey, next issue, Fantastic Four 9.
Later that night, Valeria comes in, hypnotizes the guard with one of her rings, and forces the guard to free Johnny.
Yeah.
And then her group takes Johnny back to their base to dry him off and ask him for his help. And he's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you helped me. I mean, that's probably the most sensible thing out of this. Like, yeah, you helped me. It makes sense. Duh.
And then meanwhile, the guard that was brainwashed basically went and told Zemo what happened.
Right.
The good group, so Valeria's group, then takes Torch to the weapons factory. Torch goes in, fucks all the things up.
Yep, he got his powers back, so he's torching everything.
But while this happens, Zemo uses some sort of big magnet to capture the remaining group that's outside.
Yeah.
But Torch comes through, melts the magnet, saving the group.
Right.
Zemo sends in tanks, but then Torch does his super tornado move that he used on Namor a couple issues ago.
Yes, he did.
It's
actually the same draw reenactment, which I thought that was pretty neat right there to see that. Like,
right.
Yeah, the flaming tornado.
So he blew them all away.
Yep.
He then flies into the sky and skywrites, telling, hey, rise up, fight for yourselves.
Right.
Which causes everyone to rise against Zemo.
Right.
And then Torch ends up trapping Zemo in a cage of fire. And it is time for Torch to go home. Valeria begs Torch to stay.
Hey.
But he's like, hey, I gotta go home.
No, you don't. You could get some of that alien.
I'd have been like, come with me.
Yeah.
And then come with me.
I just hit the camera. My bad.
So Johnny spends the next few weeks daydreaming about her in class.
Aww.
And that is the end of that issue.
Oh, that poor bastard. He said, and then you can come with me. Then we can do some giggity.
Giggity. That's over and above all. That was actually my favorite issue out of all of them.
Yeah, I thought it was neat. It was better than Ant-Man, which actually all this shit was kind of better than Ant-Man. Let's be really, but yeah.
Right. Which is actually, so that being my favorite issue and what I think is the best issue. I mean, I still only giving it a 4 stars.
Yeah, I give it a 3.
But I just.
It was interesting. Like,
it was a new story.
I would have given it a 4 if Fantastic Four would have come and helped just a little bit, but at least in the last one, or last couple ones, or was it the last week one, at least Thing did kind of get, he told him to fuck off. He did show up, hey, he just said, we busy. I would have been like, hey,
well, we had two Human Torch stories, because then the second one.
Yeah, I thought like they didn't go in the first one.
And then the second one, Sue Storm came and actually helped.
Sue Storm actually helped. That's why I say you're going to help him in these
against the Wizard's weak ass.
It's the Wizard's weekend. I hypnotize you. Everybody gets hypnotized. But here's the thing, though. Now it's like way how he was explaining fifth dimension shit and all that. I'm like, bro, this is some real serious shit. All right, we can't come right now. I'm busy. Doing what, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what the? I am just a kid. You are grown. Get
this
your
is
mother.
The story of a girl.
Running down the whole world. It was Valeria. She's crying. She's like, you could have stayed with me. I'm a nice woman.
I feel like we'll see her again at some point.
Probably a whole army of her. Like she was on my armada.
All right. And now for the probably second worst comic.
It's called OnlyFans. I'm just kidding.
This is the Fantastic Four number 9. This is called The End of the Fantastic Four.
What type of bullshit was this? And it literally, just like the title, I'm like, and it's so cheesy because I'm like, we heard this already, The End of Fantastic Four. This is it.
This was released December 1st, 1962. Written by Stan Lee, both penciled and inked by Jack Kirby.
Damn it. See, you don't got dick ears. See, that's the problem. That was the first mistake.
Here's already going to be my problem. I feel like the Fantastic Four only fight Namor or Doctor Doom. Every issue. Namor or Doctor Doom. Yeah. And one issue, they're both in it. And then it's Namor and Doctor Doom. So in this issue, we start with Namor watching the news from his base, and we find out
First of all, how the hell did he get electricity without even...
TV, period.
I'm like, wait a minute. And it fits literally how you take a flat screen, you put that literally on the wall. Like, how?
Right.
We got electrical ills or some bullshit? How are you electrifying this bitch? And he's just like watching.
And we find out through his TV screen that the Fantastic Four have gone bankrupt. And
I was like, wait.
They are disbanding.
Wait. Bro, wait.
And
I
then
thought somebody was pulling a prank on me. Like, wait, who wrote this shit?
And it's almost like they do, like, I could almost picture it in my head. They do that scene where it's like you're watching the news broadcast, and then the camera goes into the TV, and because now we're getting Reed sitting there talking to people, and he's like, "Look, I will pay you guys back. I know you all want your money. We're selling a bunch of things. I need y'all to chill."
Reed, you are a sack of shit. How did you do this? And then you talk about it's like investments gone wrong. First of all, an investor, why would you put all your money in one hat? You are the
right,
bro.
So everyone is actually in the process of wondering why they can't make money with the amazing abilities they have. Right. Things like, I'm this strong. Why can't I make money? And Human Torch is like, look what I can do. And then Invisible Woman's like, look what I can do.
Yeah, we don't care, but
Invisible Girl.
Only fans. Only fucking fans for you, girl. No one else.
So basically, what we find out is apparently Reed took all of their money,
put it in investments,
put it in the stock market, and it crashed, and they lost everything.
He didn't divvy it out. He just put it in a one item, like one company. Like,
right.
You are the dumbest son, bro.
So then some people take apart their plane and things like, "Yo, leave our plane alone," and then Reed's like, "Yo, Thing, I sold it."
Yeah, because Reed was about to Thing was about to fight them, but then
right.
Yeah, Thing was about to fight him, and then Reed was like, "I sold it." All right,
and then Thing's like, "Well, you're a piece of shit."
Right? No, for real. This is like so stupid. What? This issue made no sense.
So Thing then hails a cab. Right. The cabbie says no because you're broke. I know you're broke. I've been watching the news. So Thing grabs his car and throws him onto some weird clock post. He's like, hang out here for a little bit.
Bro, I remember reading that shit, and that shit was...
I thought he was about to lose his shit. And then the next panel is him holding a gun, and I'm like, dude, he's about to start robbing people.
Bro, he's about to start going gangster on people.
The gun actually just ended up being the Fantastic Four flare gun. So he fires off the flare gun.
I thought, you said who inked it? It was Steve Ditko who inked it? No, Jack Kirby inked it. Bro, when I saw that ink, I was like, bro, what?
Right. I thought he was losing his mind. But really...
The usual?
Yeah. So he fires off the Fantastic Four thing. Johnny comes up. He's like, oh, it's just you. And Thing's like, yo, could you give me a lift, please?
Right, because he has nowhere to go. I thought, and you know that guy dead, though. I don't care what nobody say. He threw that bitch in the compost. You are dead.
Right. So...
Give me no ride. Fuck you. Okay.
So Thing asks him for a lift to go to Alicia's. He gets there, and she does this whole weird shit where she's like... She makes this puppet of a white knight. She's like, it reminds me of you, and
let me tell you,
you should help your friends. Don't be mad at them. He's like, you know what?
You see her put the hands on the thing. I know she's blind, but she's like, yo, I'm blind, but you can still let me stop.
Right.
You can still go get this
break me.
This thing break me.
So then, meanwhile, we go back to the base. The Fantastic Four get a telegram saying that they will be paid $1 million if they star in a movie.
You had to do the evil Austin Powers. $1 million.
Thing shows up and he's like, hey, I'm in.
Yeah. Sure.
They all do this weird group hug thing.
Right.
And then they have to hitchhike across country to Hollywood.
Because they have no money.
Yep. They're broke. So they get to Hollywood.
I don't know how they did that. I guess next panel, Hollywood, like, sure, fuck it.
They find the main office after asking some people. And then Reed sits there and openly gawks at the receptionist. And this is when I realized him and Sue aren't together. They are actually just teammates.
Right. I thought
we know they eventually get married.
Right. But they've got, in later issues. Yeah.
I've been spending this whole time thinking they've been together.
They're not together.
And yeah.
So now that takes back he's still a bitch.
No, he's still, he's 100% still a bitch.
Yeah, I was trying to take back in there. Oh, and plus, on a side note, Jack Kirby is in there. Like, it was a fun fact, like, he drew himself, I guess, in that Hollywood scene, like, he's one of the guys that come walking right by, so.
Nice.
I don't know if you saw it or not, but yeah, it's just a picture of Jack Kirby. Just walking like, hey, chit-chat with a person, but it's one of those little Easter eggs that hell, if he's drawing it or coloring, I'm like, bitch, I'll put myself in there too if I was to draw. I'm like, yep, I'm about to just do myself walking by. So
when Reed gawks at the receptionist, he's like, man, if she looks this good, I can't wait to see the stars. And I was like, I even wrote down here, I was like, well, I guess Sue doesn't care. Although she ain't got room to.
Right, because she's failed.
She's still
Namor's picture. She got 10 pictures.
Namor's bitch.
She got 10 pictures this time, bro.
So they end up going to the main guy's office. They find out that the main guy is Namor, the Submariner.
And he's like, yo, I don't want to fight. I know we enemies.
Everyone's surprised, and Sue's like, oh, I just creamed. She didn't go that far. She is smitten though. She's like, ooh, he's so cute.
Because she already know what movie this is going to be.
Yeah, hers is going to be a porno.
It's going to be on this account.
So he gives them all money up front.
Right. And he's like, I'm not enemies with you. I know we're former foes. I'm like,
He's like, well, we're going to make a great movie.
Yeah. He already knows. He knows what this is going to be.
All right.
I don't trust that motherfucker for a minute.
Reed uses his money to buy himself a suit.
What? Oh, I mean, I guess.
Johnny goes out and buys himself a car and then finds some females and I guess throws his whole fucking secret identity out the window because he's like, come on, ladies. And he's like throwing fireballs out the fucking car and they're like, oh, you're the Human Torch. And I'm like, I'm done.
I swear, if they do one of these damn, what is it, Tales of Strange? When a Stranger Tale, if they do another one of these stupid things and he plays that secret identity shit, that gets a 1 every single. I don't care if that story is good because you doing flame on. Okay, girls, get in my flamer. I'm about to start throwing fireballs. I am awesome. Like, I thought the whole point was to keep the secret identity on point, and the girls are just like, I cream. Let's go. They're in the car. They're about to get in the car.
It's on fire.
Up in here, we on fire.
It's burning hot. We on fire.
Like, first of all, that's dangerous. So obviously, them bitches are barbecued now. That's a flame car,
right? So, and then Thing is like, I'm gonna use it to just go rest on the beach.
Thank you.
Then, like,
he's probably the most smartest one ever.
And then like people like accidentally kicking sand in his face.
And I would have dropped. Yep.
And so he gets up and he's like, all right, motherfuckers, and he grabs them all, balls them up into like a big ball, and throws them all into the ocean.
They probably got that's death, by the way. But who gives a shit?
And then Sue decides to spend her day having dinner with Namor.
Bro, when I saw that, I was, and for a brief second, I forgot, like, they're not together. Because I really was like, bitch, what? Did I read that? I was about to, bro, I never text you on a comic. I think I saw it at 10:30. I was going to literally sit there and text you. Did Namor just, are they, what?
Right.
What? I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know, because she's getting ready for her movie. Getting ready for that.
Right. So later on, the crew arrives on a boat.
Oh, here we go.
At the Hidden Isle.
Oh, yeah, I told you.
And the first scene is Mr. Fantastic, and he's going to be fighting a mechanical Cyclops, who, by the way, is actually a real Cyclops and does not know.
Yep.
He wants to kill Mr. Fantastic.
Literally, he wants to kill him.
This is also, by the way, Namor's plan.
Right, wants to kill him.
The Cyclops smashes him with a boulder. He comes out as flat Mr. Fantastic from underneath the rock. And then runs and wraps himself around 2 stone pillars. The Cyclops throws another boulder at him. Reed slingshots it back at him. Pops him right in the dome. At which point the Cyclops gets even more pissed and decides to chase after him. And Reed ends up tripping him, and he falls into a hole in the ground. We have no clue where the hole goes. It was never mentioned.
To the mole man.
It was just probably.
You're right to the mole man. Oh, you're hearing me too? Damn.
So that was Reed's scene.
Right.
Then we see Namor drop Torch off in an African jungle, and his scene is he is to fight with the natives.
They had like a special.
However, these natives are fireproof. They have some sort of weird potion that they drink that makes them immune to fire.
And you see the smoke kind of come up from it too in the scene. So it's like he's like like can't do anything.
So Johnny lands. He's surrounded. He flames on, and Namor laughs because they're immune to fire.
Right.
And then he bounces.
Right, he bounces.
So Johnny flies until his flame eventually dies and he's captured. The tribe then shows that they are immune to fire by doing some weird dancing and shit. Johnny's caged in some sort of bamboo cage. He waits long enough for his power to come back. He flames on. He breaks the cage. Creates a bunch of clones of himself to confuse them.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. He made like some fire clones.
Yep. And then he flies off.
Sure. I mean, I dig it.
He then goes and triggers a nearby volcano, basically putting it into their bullshit. Because it destroys all of their liquids. They can no longer be protected by fire.
Or themselves, because they're about to get burnt.
It's on fire up in here. It's burning hot. We on fire.
Now, where them girls at? They on fire. In your car, they on fire.
Right. So then the next thing we see is Thing laying on the beach in Hollywood where
And really, he's just chilling.
No, we see him on the beach because that's where his scene's going to be.
Right.
But his scene is actually fighting with Namor.
And he's trying to get him like into the water.
They go back and forth when the Thing realizes Namor is not getting tired, and the reason being they're fighting in the water, and water re-energizes Namor. So Thing drags him out of the water.
Right. Well, that's, yeah.
And then a lightning bolt comes out of fucking nowhere.
It's fucking Thor! I told you! That is Thor! That's Thor! Thor is in the comic.
It could be.
Hey, bitch, because where does that even come from? That's some flip bang!
Thunderstorm.
That's because he done hit the hammer twice.
But what's really cool is it causes him to turn back into his human self.
Right!
And then Namor knocks him out.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But didn't know he was human again.
Yeah.
He didn't realize he'd stopped being, like, he just swung and knocked him out.
You're right. He's like, oh shit.
Because Thing was giving him a run for a minute there.
Oh yeah, to that Thunderbolt, because Thor didn't know who to fucking point the fucking Thunderbolt to.
Right.
I'm sorry, Hulk. I mean you. I mean Thing. I mean Hulk Part 2. I'm sorry. I'm leaving now.
So then Namor returns and tells Sue, he's like, hey, look.
Yeah, because she didn't want to do the movie, and she just walked off.
Here's what's going on. I took all the others out in hopes that you would be my bride. And she's like, really?
Again?
I would have.
Yeah.
Until you deceived us. So now it's not going to happen.
First of all, what? Secondly, what? Thirdly, what?
Right. And so she goes invisible. So he closes the door and starts to use his eel power to put like an electric current in the air.
This is about to be that movie.
I was going to say, Namor is extremely struggly right now.
Because he said, I'm shutting the door. I got the eels. You ain't going nowhere. This is about, they ain't no safe word.
So she throws the carpet over him to ground him.
Yeah, whatever.
And then he uses some sort of weird radar ability that allows him to see her. And then he grabs her, and they have this struggle. And as they struggle, the other three Fantastic Four barge in.
Oh, man, now it's up there.
Now it's a menage a trois.
It's a qua. We in there. We were coming, I bet.
As they go to jump Namor, Sue still steps in.
Oh yeah, she said,
and she's like,
"Don't do this. He already paid us."
She's like, "Look, he's going
to pay us.
Yeah,
he's going to pay us. So
we are not barbarians. We are not going to jump this man. He's going to honor his end of the contract."
And next scene, Thing just punched the shits out of him.
And then, actually, what we see, because that did not happen.
Yeah, he goes away.
Namor walks off into the sea, which I misspelled, by the way.
Because you spelled it.
I spelled it as S-E-E. Go, hey. Namor walks off into the sea as the Fantastic Four celebrate their new movie that they made. And they now have the $1 million, and now they continue being a team. Yay!
This gets a...
It gets a 2.
I was gonna say a 1. We both were thinking alike. We really were thinking. I was like a 1. I can't.
Here's my problem.
I can't with this whole comic.
Here's my problem. Right?
It was ass.
The last time we seen Namor, he saved the Fantastic Four.
Right.
And went back into the sea because he needed to rethink his priorities in life because he didn't want to be a villain. And now he's still trying to kill the Fantastic Four.
Right.
And here's going to be my next problem. I've already seen what the next 6 comics are going to be about. I didn't see detailed stories, but the next Fantastic Four comic is Doctor Doom coming back. Literally,
this one might be
only Namor and Doom. Yeah. Like, I swear to God, there's got to be other people.
But you gotta remember, though, like, probably at that time, like, and I go back in with the last one, at the time, like, probably Doom was probably getting, and Namor for that matter, they were different. They weren't like aliens. They weren't, we're gonna come down here and boom, boom, zoom, zoom, zap, zap you. These were...
Did you say boom, boom, zoom, zoom, zap you? That was fantastic.
No pun intended.
I actually gave that a 3.
I give it a 1. I was just fed up with it because it was stupid. I thought it was kind of dumb. Like, first of all, the end of Fantastic Four, I thought Namor was gonna. Which I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I should know. This is some bullshit. And then I'm really like, oh, because Reed Richard was retarded with the money. Great. That's
good job, Reed.
Right. Damn. That's what I said. You give me this. Like last week, you give me this awesomeness, like, he was never going to leave the planet anyway. And then you just do some dumb shit like this. Like, that's why I can't take him seriously. And I can't take even Johnny Storm seriously.
So.
Yeah,
Now, what's really cool, right? So next week, we will be getting out of 1962 and moving into 1963.
Hey.
New year. New year in comics. Also, so the 6 issues that we're going to be reading, it's actually going to be 5 again.
Right.
But one of them is a double story. So we're getting Journey into Mystery, which is the next Thor story, which is, by the way, called Prisoner of the Reds. You know, because prisoners, always a prisoner of somebody. We are then getting the next Tales to Astonish, which is another Ant-Man story.
Oh, I'm ready for you to say that Tales Strange. I'm ready, bro. I'm so ready.
Incredible Hulk.
Yep.
Is another 2 story. And then we get another Journey into Mystery, which is the next Thor. And then we round it out with the next Strange Tale, which is the next Human Torch.
Bitch, that's a 1. Fuck that. I'm done. No.
We haven't even read it. We don't know if he's trying to hide his identity yet or not.
Oh my god. What is...
That was your whole stipulation. Yeah, it wasn't that there was going to be another comic.
Nope.
It was we got to see if he's going to try and hide who he is first.
That's it. Yep. Yeah. Like, yo, bitch, he gonna say, hey, I'm still hiding my dick. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're lying. No, I will leave.
I am super stoked because we're actually coming upon a lot of the same shit.
Yeah.
How long before we add a new comic into this? I mean, I'm thinking, is it like another 2-3 weeks? 4 weeks? I mean, I know the X-Men should be coming up soon.
I was thinking, when the hell are we going to get Spider-Man? Damn.
More Fantastic Four, Strange Tales, Fantastic Four, Journey into Mystery, Incredible Hulk. Tales of Suspense comes in soon. That's the birth of Iron Man. Woo!
Finally. Iron Man.
Yo, let's go. And then Spider-Man's coming up. All right, we're getting somewhere.
All right, because, dude.
We're getting somewhere.
Dude, like, bro.
It's still about 2-3 weeks away.
Oh, no, I know we're going to be 2 or 3 weeks away. Because right now, Fantastic Four is like they're getting reckless with what they're doing. Only what makes sense is this whole.
We're going to finally start mixing in some people here. Bringing in some Iron Man, bringing in some Spider-Man.
But you got to remember, the people were probably like, we want more Fantastic Four. We love them so much. Bro, I would like to go back and just watch the biograph of 1960 comics, and probably like, yo, we want more. Can you just imagine being like a kid and be like, we want more Fantastic Four. Give us more. And they probably weren't feeling Iron Man at the time. They just like throw him in there and it's like, sprinkle the water and then throw another Spider-Man in. They don't want to like keep, doing that because they want the same shit, prisoners and aliens and more Fantastic Four.
Right.
Because they're the first family, so it makes more sense. That's why Fox is fucking up. That's why I'm happy. That's why I'm so pissed. I know I went off topic, but I don't care.
That's all right. We love you. All right, guys. That is the 6 comics for this one. Again, we're getting a couple Thor's tales. We're getting into a couple more Thor tales coming up. We're getting into an Ant-Man, another Hulk, another Human Torch.
Yeah.
I am excited about what we've got coming up because, again, the Hulk's getting more and more interesting.
Yeah. If anything, those are most that are getting interesting.
And then, of course, Thor's are usually hit or miss. It really just depends. It's usually either really good or just kind of meh. The Ant-Man... How
does he flash the light?
I think it's about time for the Ant-Man to rebound and get a decent story.
Bro, I hope so.
And this one's called Betrayed by the Ants, so...
Okay.
It sounds like he's going to have some faultiness in whatever he's got going
technology.
on. And then the Human Torch one, I didn't read what it was called. It was called The Human Torch Meets Paste Pot Pete.
First of all, what?
He's a guy that apparently engineers liquid cement and lightning quick reflexes.
I thought you was... Sorry.
Paste Pot Pete.
First of all, that name. Secondly, liquid...
I'm going to constantly call him Piss Pot Pete.
Right.
I'm just saying.
He said liquid cement. It's just... He said it, bro. I was like, wait, what? Liquid cement. Wait. Is that what he throwing at people?
Like I said, we're a couple weeks away from some Spider-Man, some Iron Man. I know the X-Men are coming soon.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Well, at least we do get an Iron Man, so that's going to be...
It's the birth of him.
Perfect.
I think it's interesting that all their heroes are started in other comics on here, starting off.
Yeah, because
Spider-Man was in Tales to Astonish.
Well, no, Amazing Tales. Because
Spider-Man,
it wasn't just Spider-Man; it was like other things in the comics.
Journey into Mystery was Thor.
Right.
Tales to Astonish is Ant-Man.
Right. Because when will Thor actually just say like Thor 5, 6, 7? I mean, I guess this is how they introduce him, but
welcome, Iron Man.
That'd be good. And
I'm here for it.
It's probably gonna be Iron Man, like what we probably saw.
It's the Mark 1 outfit.
Yeah, the Mark 1.
It'll be interesting to see what's been changed from it in the MCU.
Ooh. Yeah, I like to see that.
Maybe Killmonger actually saved him. Kidding. All right, guys. So with that being said, we're gonna jump off here. It's been a long night. It's already
4. You said we can be done about 4.
Yeah, I said we'd be done about 4, and it's 4. So we love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. We cannot wait to see you crazy people later.
Boom.
Excelsior.
Hell depraved // out. Yeah, I don't want to put a 4 up.